guys, it's Mari Clark here, and today Kelly Barron and I are up with another Scrap the Challenge, and today we are challenging ourselves to use embossing folders. And the embossing folder that I'm going to be using here is a Stampin' Up! Folder that I've had in my stash for a really long time, and it's really pretty. It's actually some flowers, and I'm going to just take this and put it through my Big Shot, and I'm going to actually cut the flowers out a little bit and use them as an accent or kind of almost like ephemera pieces on the layout that I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to be working on a 12 by 12 layout using a picture of my daughter. And the picture that I'm going to be using is her convocation picture. So now you can see that that's nicely embossed, and I'm going to use the embossed side rather than the debossed side. And I'm going to, you'll just see me cut it out and just use that embossing as sort of like an outline to just fussy cut it out. So I will start it, but I'll finish it off camera just so I don't bore you with the details of cutting around the edges of that flower. But I really like that. I think it's just a really pretty embossing folder, and it's really great. This one's really great to use for cards, or there's lots of different ways that you could use this one. So I'm just going to trim off the edges of it a little bit just so that I've got a really clean edge, just taking it right to the very edge of that flower, and then that'll just be the edge of the layout. So I'm just trying to trim that up in a nice cut there so that it's not rough. And when I'm done that, I am actually going to skip forward to placing the different pieces onto my layout. So I actually did 2 of those, as you can see, and I'm going to trim around both of them. And like I said, I'm going to just then use those outlines of those flowers on the layout here. So I'm going to start fussy cutting them, and then you'll see me zip forward here to the layout just in a few seconds. I'm using a lot of different products from the Jen Hadfield Homemade Everyday collection, and this is just a really gorgeous collection with really beautiful soft colors, and I thought that they were just really nice for the layout and for the picture that I'm going to be working on today and documenting. So I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz tool, and I'm going to use some Primrose Petals ink from Stampin' Up! And I'm just going to lightly go over that just so that the ink actually just sort of like lands on the embossing parts, the ridges of the embossed flower, and it's just going to sort of outline the flower a little bit and just make it pop off the paper. And I didn't put a ton of ink on there. I just wanted it to be fairly light. So I'm just dabbing off a little bit on a piece of scrap paper, and then you'll just see me working around. I thought that the paper was just too stark and too white without any color on it. And this Primrose Petals ink actually matches the pink in the Jen Hadfield collection that I'm going to be using here today. So I just really like that. I want to make the edges a little bit darker, so I'm just going to go and ink the edges. And then you'll see a little bit later that I end up putting a little bit of navy as well on the edges, because there's definitely some navy in that Everyday collection and in this layout. And I'm going to actually end up using a little bit of golden fluid acrylics in metallic gold on this as well. I just thought that looked really nice because there's definitely gold accents throughout this layout, and I just wanted to put a little bit of gold on these embossed pieces as well. So there's that Primrose Petal ink you can see there. And yeah, I really love that color. I think it's really pretty, and like I said, it definitely does match up quite nicely with this collection. And the pink that's in it, it's almost kind of like a corally pink. It's really pretty. I love it. So there you can see that picture of Bailey, and I printed it out in black and white because there's red roses in the picture, and I didn't want the red to clash with the pink in the layout, so I just printed it in black and white. It's a really nice picture in black and white as well, so I just went with that. Now these are the ephemera, or the die cuts from that same collection, and they are gorgeous. And that is a cut apart sheet there, that piece that has the quote on it. And this is also some more of the pattern paper from that collection. And this is a specialty paper that it's just white with some gold foil dots on it. So those are the different pieces of paper that I'm going to use for this layout as well. So I just cut some little strips and I'm just going to put those down at the bottom. And now you'll just see me sort of placing things on there to see where I want everything to go. And now you can see that little bit of gold on there, and that's the paint that I used. I just used my same foam Tim Holtz applicator there just to put that edge on. I just put the paint on a piece of paper a little bit, dabbed my tool into the paint and just gently put it on to the edges of those flowers. And there's that cut apart there, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I think at some point here I'm going to show you that cut apart sheet. Yep, there it is. And so pretty with all those gold foil pieces in it. Really love that. And yeah, so you'll just see me kind of putting some different pieces around from that collection and just kind of trying to, balance things off on the layout a little bit with some different little bits and pieces. So Kelly and I are really having a lot of fun with this series, and please make sure that you join us, and make sure that you leave a link in the comment section of either Kelly or my videos so that we can kind of see what you've been up to and see if you've done any of the challenges along with us. So yeah, there I go with that other little bit. And that actually is I think that's from Cedar Lane, that little tab that I put in there. And also that little love script piece. And these little hearts are from the Cedar Lane collection as well, from Pink Paisley. So I'm just going to place some little hearts around there, just kind of like little confetti pieces. And then I actually just did my journaling on my computer. And you'll see me just adding those strips to the layout as well. So that's just a little tag. I put a little brad in the hole of the tag, and I just outlined it with some navy blue ink. So you can see there I just put that, my mind's eye brad in the hole there. I put a little bit of gold thread in there as well. I've got a little die cut doily there with some gold foil on it. And then I'm going to put just another little flower die cut from that everyday collection down there as well, just to finish that cluster off down at the bottom. And then all you really have to do is just add those journaling strips to the layout, and of course stick things down, which is always the last thing that I do, it seems. So you just see me, I'm just working over to the side there with my trimmer, and I'm just cutting those journaling strips up there off to the side, and I'm gonna just put those down, and then I'll stick everything down, and then I'll be done. And I have some still shots at the end for you to take a look at. So don't forget about those embossing folders in your stash. They're a lot of fun to use on scrapbooking layouts, and sometimes I feel like there's those things that we've bought a while back that we've kind of forgotten about, that we don't pull out of our stash and use in our layouts. And embossing folders are just really, really versatile different tools that we can use that add just a really neat texture to your layout, or whatever it is that you're going for, however you happen to be using it. So in this case, it's definitely adding a little bit of texture, but it's also adding some added detail in the sense that it's more like almost like a die cut on the layout. So I'm just balancing, like I said, just trying to balance that off, trying to decide where I want to put the journaling and where the little heart piece is going to fit and so on. I don't want it to be creating too much trapped space there when I put that journaling down. So you'll just see me kind of moving it around and trying to decide where I want it. And then I settle I think on it underneath that journaling card. And I just talk in the journaling there about how proud we are of Bailey, and she's going to be a nurse. This is her convocation picture, so she's almost done, and she is going to be an amazing nurse. Okay, well, that's my video for today, and I hope you enjoyed watching me create this layout and the process. And here it is, it's all finished. I just added a few little blotches of Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and that's about it. So thanks so much for joining Kelly and I again today for Scrap the Challenge, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.